Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and as you can see I've got a parcel from eBay. Now unfortunately I have actually already opened this. I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I thought, because it's something I've wanted to get sorted for a while actually. This has got the final piece to my Reliant Scimitar puzzle in it. Basically, if you've watched my channel for a long time, you may have noticed a small red sports car on my drive. Now that's a Reliant Scimitar SS1. It's quite a rare car, to be honest. I don't think there was many thousand of them made. I think under 2,000 of them actually. I've owned that car for many years now. I bought it off a retired mechanic who bought it after it had spent years in a field. It had been abandoned in a field because the timing belt had snapped, and he bought it and rebuilt the engine and did a lot of work to it, and he had it for quite a few years, and his wife wanted a Triumph Spitfire, and he sold that car to me for quite a reasonable price. I won't go into what I paid for it, but a lot less than it's worth now, put it that way. And I drove it, you know, not as an everyday car, obviously it's not that kind of car, it's a summer, you know, open top fun kind of car. And I actually I parked that car up in about either 2015 or 2016 because basically it wasn't going to pass another MOT, not through corrosion or anything like that. It was the headlights. If you know the Scimitar SS1, it's quite unusual. I think there's only that and one or two other cars that have headlights quite like them. They flip up headlights, but they actually flip up the opposite way to most flip up headlights. They roll up out of the bonnet rather than flip up from the front. And it does mean that water tends to sit on the lenses and it seeps in the old, they've got the old Lucas headlights. And then basically water gets in eventually and it corrodes the reflectors in the back of the headlights out, and then it will fail the MOT on poor headlight, poor beam adjustment. And essentially that's, like I said, that's why I took it off the road. And at the time, headlights for it were basically unobtainable. I remember I keep looking, and there was one set come up on eBay, and a second-hand pair in reasonable condition, but they were used. I think they wanted £250 for them, and I couldn't just justify that. So anyway, the car pretty much got parked up and left. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I was just browsing on eBay idly, as you do, and it is one thing I had saved in my searches, and it popped up. And someone actually had discovered a few new old stock headlights in a warehouse or wherever, and they was offering them on eBay at a very reasonable price. So I got to. So here we have. These are from the 1980s, brand new old stock. I presume they're from the 1980s. They could even be from the 1970s, because what Reliant tended to do was basically use stuff that they could get easily on the shelves, on the part shelf. So the Scimitar, although it's a Reliant car, it's basically made up out of MG Metro and Ford Escort and Ford Sierra parts. I'm not actually sure what the headlights were used in apart from the SS1. Like I said, I know these are incredibly hard to get. But let's open them up and we'll have a quick look, just make sure they've actually arrived in one piece. But these are the original boxes. The only difference is these are actually made by Hella, as where the original lights are made by Lucas, but these are a direct replacement. They're a direct drop-in replacement for the original Lucas units. So we'll have a look here. And I presume this packing's later, you know, this wouldn't have been the original, they've just been wrapped in cardboard. They've done this to ship them. We'll put this off and we'll have a proper look at the light. But these only worked out at about £42 each. In fact, I think it was under that because, yeah, I think they were either 42 or £41 each. I think. Now they don't come with a bulb, but that's no problem. I've got a set of new bulbs for them. But they are, as described, it's absolutely perfect. That brand new. There's no sign of any corrosion on the inside of the reflector, because the ones on my Scimitar, like I said, they basically all gone brown inside there with corrosion where it's leaked in. The seal on the Lucas one's actually on the front there, as where on these Hella ones the seal's on the back. So these should be a lot better. These shouldn't suffer the same problem as the original Lucas ones did. Let's have a look at the other one, just make sure it's good and okay. Put that in the box. I haven't even opened this one yet. Let's hope this one's in as good a condition. Right, okay, yeah, so it does look to be in perfect condition as well. Yeah, and there we go. Again, absolutely perfect, brand new condition. These have got to be at least 30 years old. They're probably older. So my car is a 1986 model. They started making the Scimitar, I think, in the late 1970s. I think they made it up till about 1988, and then it became the Sabre. They started making it's basically the same car with some updates to the styling. It doesn't have the same headlights on, unfortunately, and they replaced the Ford engines. Mine has a 1600 Ford Pinto unit, which has been slightly modified by the previous owner. It's got a more aggressive cam in it, and the valves have been opened up on it, so it's got a little bit more power than the stock one. They actually came, you could get them, the Scimitar, you could get it with a 1300 Ford Pinto engine, the 1600 which mine's got, or you could actually get it with a 1.8 litre turbo engine, which was lifted out of the Nissan Silvia. Those are quite tasty. Those are very, very, very quick. Just straight out of the box, those things are silly, silly quick. Unfortunately, there's very few of those remaining because they basically got destroyed on the racetrack. If people don't know, it's an interesting car, the Scimitar SS1. The styling of it is actually loosely based on the Ferrari Dino, and the suspension and the chassis, the steering geometry and all that is actually lifted off the Lotus Elan. So it makes quite an interesting car. It is a sporty little car, I must admit. I love nice twisty little country roads with it. It is a lot of fun to drive, and people have done daft things with them. There's currently one on eBay, a track car, that someone's put a souped up Nissan turbo engine in it. I think it's got about 250 horsepower. Remember, this is in a car that weighs under a ton. So yeah, they can be seriously interesting cars. And now I've got these. Like I said, over the last few weeks I've been doing little bits on it. I've serviced the engine. I've got the engine running nicely again. I've gone over the brakes. I've gone over all the suspension and everything on it. I've not managed to get fully underneath it yet. I will do as soon as the weather improves again, and just make sure there's no serious corrosion underneath. I mean, the bottom of it actually is pretty good for the age of the car. Get these fitted and I can actually go and take it for an MOT, because I mean it's getting up to summer now. I am still having issues with my truck. It is running, but unfortunately I think the injector pump's basically on its last legs. So if I can get the Scimitar on the road, it means I can actually get the truck on the drive and pull the injector pump off it and rebuild the injector pump on it, which is going to be a fun job. But I watched a YouTube video of some guy in India doing it in a tin hut, so I'm sure I can do it in my in my workshop. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Like I said, this was just a little unboxing video, because like I said, it's been quite a few years since I've been able to get that car, so I could get it through an MOT. Like I said, this is the one thing that I've been waiting for quite a long time to actually become available. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed this little video-y updated thing. I know it's not my usual electronics stuff, but like I said, it's not the only thing I'm interested in. I do like my my vintage cars as well. Anyway, thanks for watching and goodbye.